So just a quick example of what you should be doing in order to answer questions with modeling and solving a real world situation with two-step algebraic equations. So we're continuing with the hippity hoppity theme. Looking at our picture, I'm going to try to fill out number of hops, total distance, and extra distance. So I will look at the picture and determine number of hops. So my number of hops, I'm going to count each loop. 1, 2, 3. So I would fill that out or select the answer of 3. Total distance is how far end to end it goes. That's this guy. Total distance, which means that that number there, 220 inches, is my total distance. Finally, my extra distance. So finally, my extra distance is the arrow to the finish line. My extra distance is 40 inches. After I do this, my next step is to write my algebraic equation. So I've identified my important information. So I know that each hop is x length long. I'm trying to find the hop length. So I have total of 3 hops. So my equation is 3x. My extra distance is 40. It's going forward to the finish line. So I'm adding it plus 40. I know that altogether it's the same as 220 inches. So equals my total 220 inches. Then my job is to solve for the value of x. I'm looking to see what is the length of each hop. That is x. So now I'm going to go through and solve my equation. So looking at my order of operations, parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, I need to remember that in algebra, we start at the bottom. We reverse it when we're trying to find the value of a variable, which is finding how much x is equal to this time. So I'm looking for an addition or a subtraction. I see an addition. I remember that in algebra, everything's about destroying and undoing. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to take away that addition, take away 40 from both sides of this equation. That lets me cancel out the two 40s that are together, and then I just need to think 220 minus 40 is 180. You can do this on a calculator, or you can do this in your head, or you can do it on paper. It does not matter, however you want to do it. I'm going to bring down my 3x. 3x gets to be rewritten. I'm still looking for the value of x, and then I remember now I don't see any additions or subtractions. I'm now looking for a multiplication or a division. I know that when there's a number next to a letter, that means they're multiplying. So the only way I have of undoing it is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. When I do that, I can cancel out the two 3's because 3 divided by 3 is 1. So there's no need to keep it. And now I know what x is. X equals 180 divided by 3 is 60. Again, I can do this in my head or in a calculator. So that is my solution for the length of each hop, but I need to give it a value. So now I can write the length of each hop is 60 inches because I remember everything else was measured in inches. So this will also be measured in inches. So that's an example for the hop to the finish line. Now I will do an example for the hop over the finish line. Same procedure. I start by looking at my picture and counting my number of hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The way I'm tracing it, I'm literally using my finger to count. You can do that too. So I have 6 hops. Then I'm looking for my total distance. Again, that's the end-to-end label. And in this case, that is 150 inches. Finally, I'm looking for my extra distance, and my extra distance is 18 inches, and I need to make a mental note that that 18 is going backwards to the finish line. So that's going to play a part when I write my equation. So now I have enough information, I can go ahead and write my equation. So I have 6 hops of unknown values, so that's 6x. And then my 18 is going to be subtracted because it's going backwards to the finish line. I'm still going to have a total distance, and this time it's specified to be 150. Now I'm going through and I'm looking at my order of operations, parentheses, exponent, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. I remember, hey, in algebra we go backwards and we think about undoing. So I know that my goal is to find the value of x. I need to find everything else and move it away by undoing it. So the first thing I'm looking for is an addition or subtraction. Guess what? I see a subtraction. I know that the opposite of subtraction is addition. So because I subtracted 18, to undo it, I'm going to add 18. And I remember that whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side of the equation, which is down the middle of the equal sign. That balances it out. Now, 18 and negative 18, they cancel out to make 0. I don't need them anymore. I bring down my 6x to the next level. And then I think 150 plus 18, that is 168. Then I can do my next step, which is to divide both sides, because I know a number next to a letter is a multiplication. That's a coefficient and a variable. They multiply. So to reverse a multiplication, I know that I need to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 6. The 6's on the same side as the x get to cancel each other out. I now have x by itself, meaning I can know the value of x. 168 divided by 6, throw that in my calculator, and I get 28. So I have my solution. I need to tie it back to the problem situation because I need to find the length of each hop. So I know that the value of x is 28. So now I can write my answer. The length of each hop is 28 inches. I'm going to place that where it belongs, down here. And that is a quick review of our solving two-step algebraic equations.